Alright, you know what time it is. It is time to make more, I'll call this salsa, hot sauce. Finished off the last batch probably about a month ago, and I've just been lazy about making more. With this one, I wanted to try something different. I wanted to ferment some of the peppers. I'm going to do kind of like a 50-50, like fermented and then just some other ingredients to add in at the end. So the first step is making a 3% salt brine solution, and I am going to start with 30 grams of salt. Hey Joe, pretty close. 30 grams of salt to 1,000 grams of water. Now the only difference between regular salt and pickling salt is its consistency. So I have this in a mortar, or what, pestle. I'm using a mortar and pestle and just kind of thinning it out a little bit. So we'll put the 30 grams of water in this bigger container. It says it's 31 now. I guess when you grind it up small, it makes more. And for fermenting things, you don't want to use chlorinated water, so hopefully this filter that we use takes out chlorine. Okay, so I have some store-bought peppers. I have some peppers that I picked up at the farmer's market today, and then I want to grab a few out of the garden. I specifically went to the farmer's market today to get ghost chilies. They were out, so I picked up a few others. I'll show them all in a minute, but first gotta go to the garden. It is cold and rainy, and Portland winter is coming. I'm going to be using 3 Jimmy Nardello peppers. These are pretty long and kind of goofy looking. They're hot. I don't know the actual Scoville unit. I want to say they're probably a little bit hotter than a jalapeno. They're pretty tasty. I'm going to use a big handful of these. Now these are heatless habaneros. They have all the floralness of a habanero, if not even more, but without any heat. Now the reason I'm using these instead of only habaneros is they do taste different. I wish I could fully describe it. I want to say they're more floral. They're very bright tasting. Right, a boatload of jalapenos. I got more in a bag. I picked these up at the grocery today, and I made sure to choose as many as the darker ones I could find. Just a little bit riper, and I don't know, they might have some more spice or flavor to it. Now these are Scotch bonnets. I have quite a few of these, and these are pretty spicy peppers. A little bit spicier than a habanero. And I have more of these in a bag as well, just showing. Got a few of these, and I really wish I could remember what they're called, but I picked them up from the farmer's market today. Alright, and now from my garden, these are 2 ghost chilies. Real nice and beautiful. I've been eating about one of these a day for the past week. I absolutely love this pepper. This right here is actually a shishito pepper, but I left it on the plant long enough it turned red. It just tastes good. There's only one of them in there, just kind of for shits. This is a red lipstick pepper, pretty much just sweet, a little bit thicker skinned. A small handful of lemon drops. Whoa, look at it. Alright, time out. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of... Let's see what's in there. Is it just color? Alright, yeah, it's just a little bit of a green on there. It looked like there was something underneath. Yeah, so these are called lemon drops. They are very citrusy and bright tasting as well. I believe this is Hungarian wax. Only have one of those. These also came off of the lemon drop, but they're just not ripe yet. I didn't really mean to pick them, but I did, so I'm going to use them. Alright, so I have a nice sized mason jar here. You can barely see it. There it is, look at it. And I'm just going to kind of fill it up as I go. So I'm not going to worry about chopping these too finely. Just in a few pieces each. Probably not even that many. But the rest of them, we'll see. Now I somewhat sterilized this jar. I let boiling water sit in it for about 10 minutes. Yeah, these habaneros mixed with the ghost pepper, that is probably like my favorite smell. These lemon drops are not a common pepper to find like in a grocery, but if you ever do come across them, definitely give them a try. I'm kind of sad that I am using these in the way they are. I prefer to eat them plain or in a way where I'm able to taste its flavor more by itself. As I was putting the peppers in, I made sure to press them down. That should roughly do it. Alright, got it all in there and tightened, and kind of shake it around. Now, I don't have a proper fermentation setup. I thought about getting some airlocks before I did this, but just never made my way to like a brewing supply store or anything like that. So this is going to build up pressure throughout the coming week, and every day, let's do it every day. Every day I'll come in and you just loosen it and you just let a little bit of air out. It's called burping. Yeah, I should do the next step in about a week. I'm really excited. I've never fermented peppers before. Ounce of ground ghost pepper. Yeah, spicy. They had to grind it in the back, and then maybe needs to see all this. But then 2 ounces of black and red chipotle Morritos peppers. So it's been about a week and a half since I started fermenting the peppers, and the first like 3 or 4 days it really was fermenting hard. I was having to burp it like twice a day, and there was always a lot of bubbles coming up. But then fermentation slowed a little bit, and I didn't want it to get moldy or mess up in any way. So I just stuck it in the refrigerator, and I've just checked on it every day, making sure, and fermentation has pretty much stopped at this point. So I think they're ready to go. So I'm getting ready to roast some of the dried chilies, and 2 of them I've never tried before. They are dundicuts, I think that's how it's said, from Pakistan, and then cascabel peppers. I chose them just off of the way this one smelled and the way this one looked. Now, I didn't get to smell this one until right now, and it has like a cinnamon curry kind of smell. So I used about half the amount of those opposed to the other ones, just because I don't want it to be a cinnamon curry sauce. But I wanted to try these on camera. So the dundicuts from Pakistan. Yep. The package says these are pretty hot. I don't know. Whoa. I've never had a pepper like that. Very peppery, like black peppery. I wish I had better descriptive words for taste. Very curry-like. This is what the cascabels look like. They're just little balls. Real pretty. Kind of like a, I don't know, maraca too. Okay, so the shells on these are not supposed to be too hot, but the seeds are supposed to have a little bit of a bite. Let's see. Pour some cheese in my mouth. This one's a lot drier and thicker skin. It's like sweet pepper, like chili mixed with fruit leather almost. Actually, I think I got more heat from this than the dundicut. But yeah, these are just some of the peppers I'm going to be roasting. I got some chipotles made out of molitos, and one more taste test thing. Okay, so this is the fermented peppers. This was super hard to get open. I had to pound it with a knife. Okay, I want to try one, but I'm a little bit afraid. Like, this could be a heatless habanero or it could be a ghost pepper. Maybe I'll choose one of the red ones, which I think is a Jimmy Nardello. Smells really good. It's it's awesome. That's really good. I'm planning on going to the to a brewing supply store to get some airlocks so I can start fermenting things more often. Big truck outside. So we have here is 22 grams of arbol chilies, 10 grams of dundacuts, 20 grams of cascabel, 20 grams of the morito chipotles, 4 roasted chilies, 80 grams of the heatless habaneros, 75 grams of regular habaneros, 1 roasted yellow onion, and then 1 roasted bulb of garlic, which I'm about to squeeze all the little juicy wonderfuls out of there. So now I'm going to add everything to the blender. I just blended up all of the dried chilies just by themselves because I thought that might be easier than trying to blend a bunch of chunks in here. Then on the stove I boiled 4 tomatillos. Boil them until they are just mush. Just to get a little bit of extra acid in there. This is just one of the cloves, but I'm gonna squeeze all of the garlic in there. Oh yeah, and I will probably eat a few of these too. So I want to strain out all of the brine, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's called. Fermented pepper juice. So I'll just pour it right into there. Okay, so now for what I believe to be just about the final amount of blending, which is the rest of the fermented peppers, and then all of this chili powder. Then if it's not hot enough, I have some ghost pepper powder in there. I picked up this ghost pepper powder last week. I picked up 1 ounce, and in that week, Haley and I have eaten just about all of it. I mean, it's just really good. So, like, I was eating it just about every day, and I talked to her today, letting her know, and she said, yeah, I've been eating it too, and so there's not a whole lot left. But if it's not hot enough, I can give it a small kick. So I just tried this, and it really does not seem hot enough, so I am adding Butte Jolokia ghost peppers. I want to save a little bit of this, so I'm going to use about that much. Alright, and now to clean this and also get more water and vinegar into the hot sauce, I'm just going to blend some water and vinegar, and it's going to splash around in there and clean it and make it a little bit easier for me. I took the blade out. That's important. Alright. And that beautiful yellow color went away as soon as I got all those ground chilies in there. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the last one, I think. And it does not, the first two tasted pretty similar to each other. This one does taste different, but the main unifying factor is those chipotle, those morito chipotles. That makes it taste similar. Out of all the ingredients put in, that's the most prominent one, chipotle. It's good. I'm happy with it. Something doesn't seem right, so I'm gonna kind of think about it for the next day or two before I bottle it and see if I can figure out what's wrong with it. I mean, it's great. Nothing's, if that makes sense. Nothing's wrong with it, but something needs added. All right.